dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but hey, my friends all call me Kat, and welcome to Dreaming Healing on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. I have a great show for you tonight with Dr. Kelly Sullivan Walden, and we're going to be talking about Dreamifesting. So don't go away. We're going to start out with our meditation so that we're in a safe place while we're talking about dreams and spirituality and going into another dimension. So I used this this meditation every single night when I was going through cancer treatment. And I have to tell you, sometimes I fell asleep in the middle of it because you become so calm and you feel so secure. So for those of you who are new to my show, just follow my voice. It's very easy. And if you want to, our last show, the guest said, I'm going to do this every single night. So you can do this every single night and whenever you're doing your own shows. So get comfortable in your seat. For those of you who are driving right now and you're listening to me on your radio, or you're listening to me on your video podcast, or on your laptop, don't close your eyes. This will still work with your eyes open. Okay? All right. So get comfortable in your chair. Feel yourself sinking deeply into your chair. Just feel yourself going deeper and deeper into your chair. Your shoulders are relaxing, your arms, your fingers are tingling. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine any negativity that you saw this week caught up in that breath of life and blow it out right into the purple flame of Saint Germain, where it's converted into beautiful golden light that goes up past the stars, past the moon, past the sun, and right up to those pearly gates, bounces off those gates and comes right back down into your seventh chakra, your divine chakra, at the speed of thought, the fastest speed there is. Again, deep breath in. Imagine holding it, and any negativity that happened to you this week and anything you may have done, caught in that breath of life, blow it out. Empty your lungs out into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it converted into beautiful golden light, going up past the stars, the moon, up past the sun, and bouncing right off those pearly gates and into your seventh chakra again, filling your whole body from your nose to your toes with golden light that just vibrates with health and healing. Again, one more deep breath in. Hold it. Any negativity from your childhood still caught in your mind, caught in that breath of life, blow it out. Gone into the purple flame of Saint Germain, goes up through all the planets to the pearly gates, makes a complete U-turn, and comes down into your seventh chakra, fills your whole body with tingling, cleansing, healing, golden light. Take a second and feel that vibration. Now imagine holding in your hand a power gift. A power gift is anything of love that someone gave you or you gave yourself. Your favorite stone, your favorite jewelry, your favorite deceased pet. Shrink them down and hold them in your hand. Now swing them around your body, creating a mirrored bubble of light. Only that which is of the highest and best, brought by your spirit guides and guardian angels, may enter that mirrored bubble. Everything else is reflecting back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. If you're not ready to open them, just listen to my voice until you are. Rejoin us at your own speed. Let me introduce our wonderful guest tonight, Dr. Kelly Sullivan Walden. She goes by Dr. Dream. She had a brand new book out that I just absolutely love. It's right there over her shoulder, Dreamifesting. And Kelly's going to join us to tell us all about this fascinating new book. And I've got to tell you a little bit about Kelly first. If you don't know her, and you probably do, I don't know of anybody who doesn't know Dr. Dream. She is a dream expert, a spiritual counselor, a podcaster, TEDx speaker, and best-selling author devoted to awakening the world to the power of dreams. Her slogan, "Don't take your dreams lying down." From tandem dreaming with her sister as a child, to an NDE at age 40, to interpreting dreams for primetime TV hosts on E!, entertainment, Dancing with the Stars, and The Real. Yep. Since then, Kelly's become passionate about empowering her clients, stay-at-home moms, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders to decode their dreams and manifest their deepest, most soulful desires by allowing their dreams and dreaming mind to do the heavy lifting. Kelly's known as one of America's premier dream analysts, a certified clinical hypnotherapist with a Doctor of Ministry degree. With 11 books, 7 oracle decks, she's a co-host of the Healing Power of Your Dreams on UK Health Radio, the world's #1 health talk radio network. So I want to introduce you to my good friend, Dr. Kelly Sullivan Walden, and she's also known as Dr. Dream. Let me tell you a little bit about her before we start the show, though. So Kelly, Dreamifesting, am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's like manifesting, but with a dream in front. Dreamifesting. It's like dream-ifesting.
So tell us how you came up with that name.
Oh my goodness. So you know what? So many years ago, back at the Bodhi Tree bookstore, I did an event, and I came out of it very clear that dreams were a very practical tool that could make our lives better. And the idea is, if we really lean on the power of our dreams, we don't have to work so hard in our waking life. So I that was about 25, almost 30 years ago since I've been doing dream work professionally, and that's just been the target. This book, Dreamifesting, is really what I've been working on all these years behind the scenes, just trying to create this bridge, this sacred bridge between sleep and awake, between manifesting and our dream state, the holy and the guacamole, spirit, the divine, like all of it in one. And so this is like it's like my version of the artist's way that breaks down everything I know about dream work into 12 weeks so that people can do this with a group, with a friend, with a big group, however they want to do it, so that by the end of the 12th week, they have manifested something very soulful in their life that they didn't have before, or that they didn't have in such a way as a function of leaning on their dreams, on the power of their dreams.
So. Oh, I love that. So you've got here that dreamifesting is a revolutionary approach to manifesting that goes beyond visualization and affirmations to unlock the hidden power of the subconscious mind. How does that work for our audience who maybe are not quite as metaphysical as we are?
I can't imagine anybody that's not metaphysically oriented would be drawn to this, but you're kind of a poster child of dreamifesting. I mean, you dreamifested your life back in many ways. I mean, you were, you might not have been, you wouldn't be here if it weren't for the power of your dreams. And it wasn't just that you had a powerful dream with the monk. Everybody who's following you knows your monk dream story, but you did something very special, very important with that dream. You took action on the wisdom of your dream. You didn't just have the dream and remember it, which is the first couple steps of dreamifesting, but the final step that really brings it home is when you do something in the physical realm based on the wonky, wacky guidance of your dream. And you took it to a very extreme place. So basically, it's really setting an intention to dream. And even if you don't set an intention, just pay attention to a dream upon awakening and consider that it's giving you important guidance, either helping you to get rid of something or how to propel forward towards something that would have your life be better, and then take some form of action on your waking dream. That's the basic essence of dreamifesting, and you are the poster child.
Oh, thank you. So with dreamifesting part 101, actually is what is in here. Is that basically what you were just talking about more now, or is there more?
Well, it's kind of funny because the Dreamifest, so the book is divided into 3 parts. There's the 101, and basically that's the introduction to the book, but it became such a long introduction that we decided to make it its own part. And then part 2 is the 12-week process. So I wanted everybody to have everything they needed before they started with the journey. For example, I wanted people to get a sense of what I mean by what dreams are. And so I have kind of a list of instructions about my point of view about dream work, the do's and don'ts, because there's some serious don'ts. Like, we always say, if it were my dream, we want to recognize that we're always projecting. And something else that's in part 1 is this thing that I learned, and you probably know about this because you and Peter do so much flying, but the 4 forces of flight are a really important piece of manifesting. Are you familiar with this model?
I don't think so. It's not, I'm looking at, I went through your book. It's not 4 basic steps of
the 4 basic steps of dreamifesting are basically set a strong intention and connect with your soul goal. And that's something that we can talk about what I mean by soul goal, as opposed to the ego soul.
What about now is different?
It's a little bit different. So the 4 steps, so that's basically identify your soul goal, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then remember a dream, wake up and remember a dream. And then part 3 is to decode the dream. And I have a jet set dream interpretation formula so that the dream isn't just this wonky thing that people don't know what to do with. By the time you put it through this little car wash formula, the jet set, and we can talk about that as well, we can break that down. And then the final piece is taking action. And then I also have this thing called the 4 forces of flight. I didn't make this up, but this is part of how aeronautics work. So in most manifesting programs, everybody is excited about taking off, going places, lifting up, going high, high, high. But part of how we fly is there's lift, and there's lift, there's weight, there's thrust, and then there's drag. So how we experience that in our lives is sometimes we lift off and we have like a really high epic moment of, oh my God, I can do anything. I can be anything. The world loves me. And then what happens after? What goes up must come down. There's often this feeling of like, maybe I was delusional. Nobody likes me. maybe that was all for naught. We go into some of the heavier notes, and then we get excited and we go into thrust, like, whoa, I'm meeting all these people, all these things are happening, bada bing, bada boom. And then something happens and it feels like we're dragging back, that somebody's in our way. There's a gatekeeper that's not letting us through the door. But what I recognized about flying is if you don't have all four of those energies, you will just take off into Never Never Land and never come back to Earth. And so we must have these forces. And it's not, so Dreamifesting is really wrapped around embracing these four forces of flight as a way intentionally to know that when you go down, you're going to go deep. It's not just falling down like a falling dream. A lot of people interpret a falling dream as, oh no, I'm failing, as opposed to recognizing that sometimes we have a falling dream because it's time for us to find our roots and to go deep, deep, deep. So it's kind of, that's a part of the backdrop of what's going on in Dreamifesting. And then I give kind of the guidance about how you can set up your own Dreamifesting group and then what to do to be successful for the program. There's also this thing, kind of a quiz about helping people to identify if they're a manifester, a womanifester, or a dreamifester.
I love that. So, but what you're saying here is, if you find that you are under, you're in the drag, and,
Yes.
and gates don't seem to be opening, doors don't seem to be opening. It's actually a good thing. It's part of what you need to be going through, and
It's part of it.
Realize that.
For example, as we speak, we are in Mercury retrograde. I mean, it's only going to last a few more days, but we had some technical difficulties getting on. But what we know about Mercury retrograde is that it's not all bad. It's like the slingshot. You got to pull back to propel forward. Sometimes a couple steps back help you to get your aim, to get your focus, to have you clean up some things that were back there in the background, taking up a bunch of bandwidth, so you can clean things up so that you can propel forward with a lot more focus, aim, and clarity. So it's not, if you have the right context, if you know it's coming, you can bake a cake for it and not be derailed by it.
Right, absolutely. And we weren't derailed when
No, we weren't. We were like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Hello, Mercury retrograde. Let's rock on. Bada bing, bada boom. Exactly.
We weren't sure what was going to happen next. So,
exactly.
Let's talk about the 12-week program, which is the second part of your book. How does that work?
So I use a lot of flight metaphors throughout the book. So one of the things in part one is about imagine that you're about to climb aboard Dreamifesting Airlines, where you're going to take off and you're going to create the life of your dreams. But before you get on, you've got to let go of some things. You can't carry every single belonging you've ever been attached to on that airplane. It will never take off. So there's a whole process in part two about, let's let go of some things. Let's drop away some things that aren't serving you. So I use all these different elements of flying throughout the 12 weeks. So for example, week one is about catching a vision. Where do you want to go? What is it that you want? And this is where you establish what your soul goal is. In other words, what you really, really want. So for example, underneath, some people might say, I want the red Ferrari. But if we drill deep enough, we might discover that what you really want is a sense of freedom. You want a sense of I'm living my best life. You have a sense of like, nothing's going to stop me. So that's what you're really wanting. It might not necessarily be the red Ferrari. It might be this buoyant energy of aliveness. And guess what? You already can have that without even having to get the red Ferrari. But by having that soul energy underneath it, you might be in a better place to attract the red Ferrari if you still need it, or something else that's more aligned with your soul goal. So basically week one is about vision. Where are you going? What do you want to, where are you going? You got to determine that before you get on track.
Yes. So you've got part one where we're dreamifesting, and then the 12-week program, and then you go into part three, which is dreaming on. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yep. So Dream On is all about just additional resources, like all the things that that people need, like all the, like what to eat before you go to sleep, or what not to eat before you go to sleep, all the different ways to maximize your dream time. And a lot of, there's a few stories in there as well, and also the instructions for how to have your own Dreamifesting group.
Mm-hmm.
That's how to host that. So there's a lot of, it's more of like the resources section in part 3. The
Okay.
main meat of the book is the 12 weeks that starts with vision, taking off, letting go of some things that you don't need, alignment, keeping focused. I mean, like from a flight perspective, most people don't realize this, that planes are off track more often than they're on track. So for example, are you in Palm Springs right now or in Florida?
No, I'm in Palm Springs.
Okay. But sometimes you're in Florida. So let's say you hop on a plane from Florida to Palm Springs. There's the wind, there's all kinds of environmental factors that are happening, all the temperature, the weather. So the plane is often kind of going to the side, to the right, to the up, to the down. It's not always flying in a straight line. Most of the time it's not in a straight line. So what a plane does that we need to do is simply stay in alignment. Don't get derailed if life pushes you off to the side, or if there's a few obstacles. You just keep staying in alignment. And then we've got, I think it's week 5, that's week 6 is about focusing, cleaning off the windshield, all the things you need to do to stay connected with your dreams and taking it deeper. Each week, by the way, there are exercises, deepening exercises, to different ways to work with your dreams. Meditations, each week has a special meditation to help you listen to it as you go to sleep. So you're thinking about your soul goal on the edge of sleep. You're feeling the energy of already having it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all these different ways to ground it, to root it, to play with it, and to shrink it, to grow it, all these different things. And that's what basically happens all week long for 12 weeks, so that by the end of the 12th week, you've created some really good habits, so that you don't need the book anymore. You're flying, you're dreamifesting all the time. So then you can pick the next thing to dreamifest, or start your own group, or be a part of another group, whatever.
So you're talking about meditations. Are there, explain that. Do people actually listen to meditations? How do
Yeah.
they do that?
So, for example, I offer a free soul goal meditation on dreamifesting.com. And the soul goal meditation is a really good one to listen to at bedtime, just like the meditation that you led us into at the very beginning of your show, which was beautiful. So, in the soul goal meditation, first of all, you're relaxing your body, you're preparing for a wonderful night of sleep, and you're also calling in the thing that you want to bring in, whether it be an improvement in your relationship, some money, some success, or a healing of whatever that might be. You focus on one thing, and then you, in the process of the meditation, you drop deeper inside of the energy of it. And by the time you fall asleep, most people fall asleep before the meditation is done, and that's okay. I highly suggest that. It helps people get a better night's sleep, helps them have better dream recall upon awakening, and it gives them more clarity about what their dreams were helping them focus on, so that you're more apt to know what steps to take, like who to call or what to do to take action on the wisdom of that dream.
Yes. I think that when we fall asleep during a meditation, it's because we reached that level we needed to get to.
Yeah,
And so with your meditations, you're helping the dreamer get to where they need to get, whether it's delta or even deeper, and hang on to that to bring back the information that they need to Dreamifest. So
exactly. And
we've got to take a quick break.
yeah.
But when we come back, we're going to be talking about a few more in-depth things, such as what do I do if I can't remember my dreams? Can I still dreamifest? So don't go away. We're going to answer that question as soon as we come back. I'm Kat Kanavos, and we're talking to Dr. Dream, Kelly Sullivan Walden, and you're listening to Dreaming Healing on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
So, what do I do, Dr. Dream, if I can't remember my dreams? Can I still Dreamifest?
No, you're absolutely screwed. Next question. Just kidding. No, we're dreaming all the time. We are a dreaming species, so we're not only dreaming at night, so you don't have to have perfect dream recall at all. However, I suggest this is something, there's 2 things that I tell people to do. First of all, and this is going to sound like a very shameless plug, but you can, if you read Dreamifesting as you go to sleep, there's so many little triggers in the book that are like a reminder to dream that it'll help you to have dream recall. So you don't have to have, there's some people that come into my Dreamifesting workshop, they have horrible dream recall, and within a week or 2, they're dreaming like hotcakes. It's just like, it's coming in. And here's another thing you can do. This is a little sneaky trick. For people who don't have dream recall, but you want to develop dream recall, just write something down when you first wake up, because we're always thinking something. So even if the dog barked or a siren went by or the trash truck came by and it woke you up, you're still thinking something. And if you just journal a little bit, just a few lines, even if it's, oh, darn it, the dog woke me up, but, oh, wait, grandma, why am I thinking about grandma? Or there might be a song that's in your head. There's something. So if you just get in the habit of writing something down in those early morning moments, eventually you're creating a bridge, and eventually the dreams will come through.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I feel daydreaming really comes in. With daydreaming, Sometimes you can't always remember your night dreams, but with a daydream, that little door can crack open
Yes.
and boom, your night dream just flows through while you are standing on the side of the road waiting for the light to change so you can walk across a lot of traffic coming. You
Absolutely.
never know when it's going to hit you.
Right. A lot of people will have that little dream remembering moment in the shower or in the traffic or in, while you're driving. It's like it's really just tapping into the alpha state or just
Mhm.
having a moment where you're a little bit calm and all of a sudden you start remembering certain things. And it doesn't have to be a dream. We're really talking about tapping into the higher aspect of your consciousness because what
Mhm.
are dreams? I mean, this is something you and I should both talk about. Like, what are dreams? But possibly the angelic whispers of our spirit guides or from it's some part of us that is beyond the confines of the physical.
Mhm.
And whenever we tap into that energy, it always benefits us. So how would you respond to that? What are dreams for you, Kat?
Dreams for me are the sacred doorways to divine intervention and communication.
Mm,
So I believe we go back to where we were before we were born, reconnect with our spirit guides, guardian angels, to
yeah,
keep us on our life purpose.
right.
It's on
Yeah,
that track. And it's so, sometimes it's very hard to
yeah,
remember your dreams. It's sort of like,
yeah.
Kelly, it's sort of like when you're trying to think of a word to explain something and it won't get into your mind.
Right,
You just can't get
exactly.
that right word. And then all of a sudden the doorbell rings and you're going, oh gosh, was I supposed to get UPS? And boom, the word
Right,
comes from in because you
exactly.
relax your mind. You're not focused on that and it's allowed to slide in. And that happens with daydreams.
Yeah, that is so true. So that's the point. I mean, dreams, as much as I am Dr. Dream and I'm super obsessed with dreams and I'm always advocating people talk about their dreams and remember their dreams, it's really not about their dreams. It's about the ladder. Dreams are a ladder, and it's about where that ladder takes us. And
Mm-hmm.
often, anytime there's a conversation about dreams, even if it's oh, what was that dream? Well, just like if there's a word that you can't think of, but you're like, well, it's kind of like this, or it's kind of like, it reminds me of that. Eventually, it will come. So we can do that with our dreams. And it's kind of like this very gentle tethering to this more subtle realm. And once we tap into that subtle realm, as you know, the portal opens and suddenly this world stops feeling so difficult, stops
Mm-hmm.
feeling so impossibly hard, or we stop feeling so dense. I mean, it's possible. I mean, you and I have had these brushes with death. I had a near death experience that was the best thing that ever happened to me, where I got to leave my physical body and I got to commune on another realm, like for a while. And I realized there's so many things that are similar to dreams and being out of body. And then I found all this science. It's what I talked about in my TED talk about the common denominators between dreams, past life regression, out of body experiences, psychic phenomena. They all take place with the same regions of the brain, like our parietal lobe. It is a doorway to a higher consciousness. And when we're there, it's like, oh my God, okay, now life becomes beautiful and fun, even when we're in a crazy ass war or when there's just like ridiculous, hard things going on in our lives, where there's access to a bigger picture. And it doesn't mean that we deny the difficulties in being human. It just means that we come in with a broader perspective that gives us some peace and some calm and some leverage and an ability to be actually, I don't know, to make something magical of this very short moment that we have here on planet Earth.
Mm-hmm. And it is so short, which is
Yeah.
another reason why dreams are so important, because what I've often found with dreams is when we're in a crisis, it's not unusual for our dreams to take us to a previous lifetime where we had a
Mm,
similar crisis and we
yes.
learned from that crisis. And
Right.
now we're pulling it into this lifetime. It's like you've gone into the Akashic records, but more than that, you're watching the reliving of a previous life when you almost married a certain man or you did marry a certain man. And now because it has practically been proved, I believe, that some people reincarnate as family groupings or friend groupings. What if we are getting ready to start another relationship that was great, or maybe it wasn't so much, and now we're going through our sacred dream doors back into the oneness of no past, no present, all the big now, so that we can remember a really important lesson we learned in a previous lifetime to pull it back in here.
Exactly. It seems like I mean, talking about dreams opens up the floodgates to philosophy. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? What are we doing? What's the point? Why did we sign up for this? And once we sort of get a clue about that, then it's like, oh wait, maybe I did choose to be here. Maybe this is the best game in town. Maybe it's or if not, a very important game in town. So I always think that the game is waking up. And yes, we're going to fall asleep. We're going to have sleepy moments. We're going to forget everything. But we want to, it's like we score points the more we wake up and the longer stretches we have while we're awake. So it's really about living in a very lucid way. I have this funny kind of cartoon in my mind about sort of death and life, and imagining the funeral of a caterpillar and seeing these very like grieving caterpillars standing around the body of what used to be one of their beloved caterpillars. Meanwhile, this caterpillar is flapping its wings over its head going, you guys, look up. I'm right here. It's not so bad. It's actually amazing. And we're all going to have this experience. Anyway, so there's this, like when we have a dream, we don't have to die, but we can have that, oh my God, I'm a butterfly. Or, oh, there's something more happening than just the reality of being the caterpillar, these earth creatures that are so in density and struggling so much.
So tell us, what was your NDE, your near-death experience? We have like 3 minutes before we have to go to break.
Yeah. So the nutshell of it was, I was having dinner with my husband and some friends for my 40th birthday. It was August 8th, 2008. I knew it was going to be a special day. I didn't know it, but a friend handed me a piece of a cookie. It was a special cookie. I didn't know it. I hadn't had any of those things. And it completely took me out. I left my body. I didn't just get high, but I left my body. My face turned blue, pale. The ambulance was called. I was on a gurney and I went flying. And there's so many details. Literally, I could talk for 500 hours, but basically I got a download about every single thing I ever needed to know, wanted to know. It was kind of like the nature of consciousness was, I had access to the whole Akashic records and it was poured into me. And I came out of it with this ecstatic sense of being lucky. If I should be so lucky to come back into my body, it's like I knew, okay, being a dream person is the perfect way to bridge the wisdom of this world and the other. Dreams are really no different. They're slightly different than leaving the body, but they're so similar. And we can learn a lot from our dreams so that we don't have to die to gain that wisdom.
Do you have like a white fur thing behind you on your chair?
I do.
Okay, because it looks like you're growing wings. You're telling this story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
funny.
funny.
To freak out again, thinking, "Oh no, retrograde! We're gonna."
I'm leaving. That's it. This is my last interview. Oh my God, we should be so lucky.
Yes. So, you think that NDA was definitely a positive thing? You look at that as being very positive.
Oh yeah, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. I mean, it was really funny. Our friend Ron was there taking pictures of the whole thing. I mean, who takes pictures of a catastrophe? But some people have to do it. So he did, and I couldn't understand why everybody was being so dramatic and why people couldn't read my mind about how wonderful this was. It wasn't until days later that I saw the pictures from the incident and I was like, oh my God, you see like ambulance, flashing lights, and you see me like, drooling and pale white, and no wonder everybody was freaked out. But on the inside, it was just extraordinary. So we can't judge a book by its cover. When we see people that are in a coma, near death, or very sick, when they're so out of it. I mean, yes, we don't want anybody to suffer physically. We don't like pain, but when people look checked out, they might actually be checked in to tapped into what's really going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that took us right up to the break, Dr. Dream. So don't go away. We will be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to Happy, Sacred Stories of Transformational Joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Have you met your physician within yet? The Nautilus and multi-award-winning book, Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing, is a memoir that takes you down the rabbit hole of healing dreams and interpretations, mixed with conventional medicine and treatments. Listen to the hookah-puffing caterpillar ask, "Who are you?" Dr. Bernie Siegel says Kathleen's story is powerful, honest, and eye-opening. Surviving Cancerland, Intuitive Aspects of Healing by 3-time breast cancer survivor Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Buy the book and audio at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers. Darkest hours to brightest moments, transformation from despair to happiness, and chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and we have Dr. Kelly Sullivan Walden with us tonight, and we are talking about her new book, Dreamifesting. Got it right here in my hand. Dreamifesting, and it's actually behind her as well. So, Dr. Dream, for those of us who say they don't remember their dreams, how can they start tapping into that dreamifesting process?
One of the best ways to start remembering dreams is to let yourself feel the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Some people are like, "Oh, I'm missing out." I'm like, "You are." So feel that. And
Yeah.
there was a Harvard scientist that said one of the ways that people remember dreams is to start getting excited about them. So when you read dream-related material, read Dreamifesting as you go to sleep or any other dream-related book, Chicken Soup for the Soul, we were in a couple of those together, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dreams and Premonitions, or Dreams in the Unexplainable. You start hearing about these extraordinary stories of people whose dreams changed their lives. I mean, we can go all the way back to the founding fathers of the United States. They dreamed about the new country. They dreamed about what they were bringing in, the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Edison dreamed the light bulb filament. Even, oh my goodness, the Elias Howe dreamed about the sewing needle and gave us, we have clothes. We're wearing clothes because of him. So I always like to say we would be naked or in the dark or both without dreams. And you hear about people that made a fortune, or even Harriet Tubman dreamed about the Underground Railroad. And Madam C.J. Walker dreamed about this hair stimulant that was able to bring her hair back. She was losing her hair, and she became the first female entrepreneur millionaire for her own, for this thing that she invented based on what she saw at night. Even Arnold Palmer, the golfer, had a dream about how to tweak his golf swing. He did, and now he's famous for being extraordinary. Nobody knew who he was before that, before he had this dream that gave him this slight little shift in perspective. And we do this all the time. And people, there's so many people, I mean, in our Chicken Soup for the Soul books, thousands of people submitted their stories about how they met the love of their life, how they healed something that was impossible to heal. They wouldn't be alive if it weren't for their dreams. So when you read these stories or you hear about them, you think, I want to have a really cool dream. I want a dream that's going to make me a fortune, or that's going to bring me to the love of my life, or that's going to help me with my next great idea. So think about those things and let that spur you. And then create the dream cocoon. And that's one of the steps I talk about, where you set yourself up as if you were royalty at bedtime, where you literally imagine that Freud said that dreams are the royal road to the subconscious. So speaking of royal road, you are royalty. Your dreams are royalty. So give yourself quiet time before going to sleep. Make sure your sheets are something that feels really good. You want to have the right temperature in the room, and you want to have no clutter on your nightstand, only your dream journal or whatever it is you record your dreams in. You want to make sure that everything you're looking around at is affirming what you're creating, because those moments before we go to sleep are such prime real estate. And you want to make sure that the first thing you do upon awakening is acknowledge the dream that you were just having, if not the dreams that you had throughout the night, but at least one little snippet of a dream. That's all I ask for. And then go into the Dreamifesting jet set meditation or process for how to decode your dream so that you know what to do with it.
Yes, because I mean, if we just dream and we don't do anything with it, it's like having a refrigerator full of food and you never cook it.
Exactly.
It just rots and then it's gone.
Exactly.
It's a gift from another realm. Your dreams are a gift from another realm. Use them.
Exactly.
And it's sort of like, spirit guides. People will say to me, well, my spirit guides don't talk to me. We're all born with spirit guides and guardian angels. Right. We're their job.
We're the ones who aren't listening.
Yes, we're their job, and they take that job very seriously.
We're their job. Oh, I love that perspective. That's great.
And so when we don't listen to them in dreams, or we're not listening to them during the day, when you hear that, you get that feeling, they stop trying to share that information with us because they realize we're just not ready. It's sort of like when we were little, crawling around on the floor, and our parents would say, don't pull on that. It's going to hit you in the head and hurt you, because we were down on the ground and it was above us. But we would pull it anyhow and hit ourselves in the head until one day when they said to us, don't pull that. It's going to hit you on the head again and hurt you. And you didn't pull it. And your mom and dad looked at each other and said,
she's listening.
Listen to us.
Right.
Let's tell her something else now. Exactly. And the same thing happens with your spirit guides and guardian angels. They start giving you information that changes, saves, and makes your life better. And sometimes they come in dreams. And when they come in dreams and you start remembering them and writing them down, then they start talking to you during the day.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, don't feel bad answering them. I don't care who looks at me and says that girl's nuts. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, you went in with an imaginary feather fencing with the doctor and you got your way. I mean, I've told that story so many times, and there's some people that have like they're always remembering that feather. It's such a powerful metaphor that gave you power, gave you strength to be able to go in and get your point across and demand exploratory surgery where they wouldn't have otherwise. And this is
we wouldn't have this show right now.
there would be no show. What would I be doing without you? I'd be lost. There's no dreaming if dreaming is without Kat. But yeah, it's so true. And I love that metaphor of the refrigerator. It's such an apt metaphor because dreams are soul food. I mean, dreams are the language of the soul. And when we think about a dream, it's like we get fat, we get chunky in a good way, like in the best way of the best nutrients. We get filled up. And then when we're filled up on that soul food, we become less ravenous for the things that are so elusive out here in the waking world, even though they seem so tangible. They're not, like getting people's approval, getting them to like me. How are my numbers doing? Are they like all the things that aren't ours to control? So if we get filled up with our soul food from our dreams, then I think we behave much more like, I just heard this the other day, we become the flagpole, not the flag. We become unflappable. We're just like solid and beaming, even when the winds of change are blowing.
So before we come to the end of the show, did this go fast or what?
What?
It says when we're together.
We just started, Kat. I refuse to leave. I'm going to stay on for another 3 hours. All by myself.
All the animals. I can't believe my cats are not out here. But yes, tell us how we can find your book and how we can get a hold of you. And if you have any freebies that you want to give anybody.
I do.
You always do. How did I know that?
I do. So Dreamifesting is available wherever books are sold, online, on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, mom and pop shops. Get them anywhere. And go to dreamifesting.com. I have the Soul Goal meditation that's available for free. I've got a whole bunch of other meditations that relate to Dreamifesting on the Dreamifesting website, just to click away. There's one called the Requited Love meditation that everybody really loves. It's so much about one of the things that you were talking about, like what we're wanting, it's wanting us, and getting into that frame of mind of stop being so elusive. Open up the refrigerator, eat it. It's here for you, as opposed to thinking that we're trying to beseech something outside of ourselves that doesn't want us. So people can find me on social media, Instagram, TikTok at Kelly S. Walden. And on Facebook, it's Kelly Sullivan Walden Dreams. And I'm co-hosting a new show called The Healing Power of Your Dreams. And you're going to have to come on that show, Kat, on UK Health Radio. It's a great network. And the audiobook version of Dreamifesting just came out. So if people prefer to listen to the audiobook, they did a beautiful job on that. And I have a new Dreamifesting live workshop coming up. So if people would prefer to give it a whirl with me, and I would love to meet them and love to journey with them, just go to dreamifesting.com. All that information's there. So people that get my seal of approval to become Dreamifesting coaches, they go through it once with me, and then they've got my seal of approval and can go off and teach this and become a coach and make a living doing this kind of stuff, which is crazy and so much fun.
Absolutely. And remember, for those of you who are watching the show tonight, if you go to my Dreaming Healing website page on Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, all of Kelly's information is going to be over on the left-hand side, and all of her links that she sends me are going to be live. So you can just click on it and go to her website, or click on it and go to her social media pages. Click on it to see where she's going to be next, doing a live presentation. So this won't be the only time you can see her, you know, and it's wonderful having Dr. Dream on the show with me, but when you get to see her live, there's an energy, and we had quite a bit of energy here. We actually shut down the whole show for a few minutes with the energy, but
Kablam.
it is so awesome. So, Kelly, we have like 3 minutes before we have to get off. What is the last thing that you'd like to leave our audience with tonight?
I teased a little bit about the jet set dream interpretation formula. So maybe this is something. So once you have a remembered dream, here's the jet set formula. So J is just the facts, ma'am. Write down the dreams without judging. Just write them down. E is for identifying the emotion or the energy of the dream. That helps to give you a deeper understanding of what's going on in the dream. And then T is for the title, as if it were a movie. And then the S is for the standout symbols and what they mean to you. Reference yourself before you go to ChatGPT or go to even my dream dictionaries. Ask yourself, what is this? What are these symbols saying? The next E is for the embodiment. This is the somatic aspect of this. This is where you step inside the shoes and you're like, who would I be if I was wearing Dorothy's shoes? Who would I be if I was the tornado? Who would I be if I was the cow, or how would that feel? And what kind of message do I have for Kat or for Kelly or for John or for Joanne or whatever, if I was the element of the dream? That's the embodiment aspect. And the final T is for tangible. This is where you take it to the streets. This is where you do something in the physical world to honor the wisdom of your dream. And I hope everybody sleeps well and remembers at least one dream to put through the jet set formula. And meet me at Dreamifesting, and I'll help you take it to the next place.
Try it. You'll probably love it. Well, I have to say goodnight to Dr. Dream, and thank you so much, Kelly Sullivan Walden, for being with us. Remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives. And my next show is going to be with Peter Kanova, and he's going to be talking about quantum spirituality and what's happening in the world right now. So good night to everybody tonight. Been a great show with you, Kelly. I just love it when we're together. We have to do this again. I'd love to have you on a panel. You know, throw those dreams around. Good night, everybody. Remember, everybody dreams, but some dreams save lives.
Thank you for joining us this evening, and a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS, or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.